In today's video, I'm going to discuss why it's okay to be superficial. All right. Look, I know you guys are dating. Otherwise, why would you be coming to my channel to watch my videos? Or maybe you're thinking of getting out of your LTR or your marriage and you want to start dating again. And so in this video, I'm going to cover some of the specific reasons why it's totally okay to be superficial with these women that you're meeting. All right. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and a notification button because I'm dropping a video every day. All right. First and foremost, you have to excuse my voice. I have been sick as a dog for the last 1 week and I completely lost my voice. I was coughing. It was not COVID. It was just some nasty strain of the flu. But my voice, I feel, is well enough for me to still do these videos, and I'm not looking for perfection all the time. So I will encourage you, whatever you're doing, don't stop doing something, even going to the gym, just because you don't really feel that great, okay? So I'm back recording these videos, and for the next several videos, because I record these videos in batches, back to back to back, in order for me to maintain publishing a video every day, I have to sit down and crank out videos, multiple videos, back to back to back to back to back, in order to keep up with everything. So that's why in the next few videos, if you hear a kind of scratchy voice, some women find it very sexy. I don't know if you guys find it sexy or annoying or whatever the heck. I don't really care, but I want to get and finish these topics. Okay, so why it's totally okay to be superficial. And I'm going to give you some examples. But first, before the examples, the number one reason why it's okay to be superficial is because if you are pursuing your purpose, right? You have a purpose and you do not make women a priority to you in your life, then why the heck not be superficial? Because imagine you're hiring for a position in your company. You're the company. You're the president. You're hiring for one role in that position, the most important role. And imagine you're getting hundreds of applicants. Okay, maybe not hundreds of applicants, but you're getting a lot of applicants. Why the heck would you not be superficial? You know, it drives me crazy when women have this hard time with, well, men are superficial. Well, you know what? You're superficial as well. Women are more superficial than men are. Especially on dating apps where they look and go, oh, he's not 6 feet, forget it. Oh, he drives Uber, forget it. So us guys can do the very, very same thing, and it's totally okay because remember, you have one position that you're filling, and you're going to get a lot of applicants, and when an applicant walks in the door, it could be as superficial as this. You know what? They're wearing too much perfume. I'm just saying in a job situation, if I were interviewing for a job and that workplace culture was not like a perfume heavy culture, and I don't care how good that applicant was, because now it becomes an HR problem when you have to start telling them, look, you need to stop wearing your perfume and stuff like that. But I'd be thinking, you know what, you don't even have the fucking courtesy and forethought to think it's not okay to spray your damn self all over the place with perfume before you walk into an interview. So boom, I'd be superficial. Not even a chance. I wouldn't care how good that applicant is. Out in that example. So I'm going to give you some examples of what happened to me and why I'm superficial. And I'm not extremely superficial, but these things have come up and I've just decided, you know what? I'm out. I'm only looking to fill this one position. Okay. So here's an example. There's this woman in the building that I live in, and she's an Asian woman, and she's got a boyfriend. And I've seen her several times, and I think she's pretty attractive. And we've never, obviously she's with a boyfriend, and she's never given me any signs. And I've certainly, out of respect for her and her boyfriend, I've never given her any signs. But one day, there was a party up in the Sky Lounge, what we call it, where the pool is. And so, but again, like I said, I've always thought she was attractive. And she's wearing sandals this day. I look down and she's got these long ass toenails. long ones, I was repulsed. I was like, oh shit, man, that is gross. So that's one example of and I know this sounds, I don't know, I'm torn with this, and I want to hear from you guys in the comments, okay? Let's say you go out on a date and she's amazing, okay? And you have a lot in common. She throws on the sandals on date number 3 or number 4, and you see those long ass toenails, okay? What do you say? What do you do? This has been my experience. As soon as you mention something about a woman's body, doesn't matter how well you phrase it, she is going to be offended, and it's downhill from there. Like, how do you, I mean, one of the ways you could maybe do it in that situation is say, hey, I've always wanted to do a pedicure. Do you want to go and get a pedicure together? Well, that could blow up in your face, because what if she likes the whole long toenail look, but you can't stand it? This is a very difficult thing to bring up. Personally, I feel like the person's not going to change. So this is where I'm at mostly. I will make some exceptions depending. Toenail thing, I'm not sure if I can make an exception on that one. But mostly people don't change, and you have to accept them for who they are. And I'm going to give you some other examples. And it's better to not say anything, and it's because otherwise it's going to be downhill, or you're going to really cause some emotional damage with her and her body image or whatever, okay? So toenails number one, but I'm going to give you some actual dating examples. So here I am, I'm on a date, and there's 2 examples of the same date. Date number 1, okay? She's a vegetarian. I'm basically a carnivore. I order my meal, she orders her meal. I see that she's eating something that looks yummy. So I ask her, hey, do you mind if I try some? And she says, sure. And so I grab my fork to go and have some of what she has. And then she looks at me, she says, oh, do you mind getting a fresh fork? Because I don't want any cross-contamination. Oh, shit. So the cross-contamination thing, that told me, A, she's OCD. Just very quickly in my mind, like within a few seconds, it told me she's OCD. And what the heck is she going to do when I've just had a meal? What, she's not going to kiss me because she wants me to brush my teeth and stuff like that before we kiss? Like, what about body juices and things? So anyways, all kinds of things were racing through my mind of like, what else does she have issues with? Okay. But the icing on the cake was this, okay? I have a toilet paper business, so this kind of hit a nerve, okay? She says, oh yeah, I'm a little OCD, and I also count squares. And I look at her, I'm like, what do you mean count squares? And she says, well, on the toilet paper roll, I count the squares to make sure I'm most efficient in how many squares I use of that toilet paper, so I don't have to use so much toilet paper. I'm like, oh shit, this is not going to work. So that was the first and last date. Call it superficial, but I'm out, right? That's an example of being superficial. Out. A couple other examples, okay? Body odor. God. Imagine you start dating an attractive woman. This has happened to me, by the way, since I've been single. So I've been single for 2.5 years, and I was married before for 20 years. But in the 3.5 years, I've come across this maybe 3 times. Okay, 3 times. And twice since I've been single, and once before I was married. So twice, which doesn't happen that often. But imagine you're very attracted to this woman, and in this particular example, I'm just going to put it out there and tell you this and share this. Imagine she gets on all 4s and she's like, take me, daddy, basically, right? She's on all 4s for everything, for your viewing, and, for what you want to do to her. She's on all 4s, and as you get close, you get this whiff of body odor, like ass. I can't believe I'm sharing this with you guys. Yes, the smell of ass. Oh, God. Okay, so that all of a sudden it was like I was super excited, and then it just couldn't get better. And this wasn't the first time with this particular person. Okay, this was probably the third time, and this was just something that she had with her body. Another example before, it was the same thing. It was just something she has with her body. And again, let me know in the comments, how the heck do you deal with that? Now, I know some of you would say, well, you should have a conversation. You know what? Anytime I've tried to have a conversation around stuff like that, it never goes well. And they're very now self-conscious. So I decided to break it off. In those both cases, I'm like, you know what? The odor is too much for me. I can't change it. They must have something wrong with their pH levels. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I've almost never come across this. But in those cases, I'm like, I'm out. Okay? Oof. This is another one. Another one is snoring. Now, some women snore a little bit, which is fine, but what if the person is a very heavy snorer? Now, that's not a deal breaker per se for me. However, snoring can be very, very annoying, and especially when the person snores heavy. So that was just one thing after a bunch of things where I realized, you know what? I need to bail from this situation because it's a major thing that I can't change. And I didn't want her staying over at my place, bro, because I can't sleep. She's just going off. Oh my God. Okay, one last thing about superficial. So yes, so I'm laughing because, bro, I've never come across this ever before in my life. Now, I've gone out with a few East Indian women, Middle Eastern women, Latin women. Some women have more body hair than others, right? In this particular case, and I'm not grouping all East Indian women together, but in her specific case, she was East Indian. And the first time we got together was at night. So we went out for some drinks, whatever. Second date, she actually wanted to hang out and watch some movies with me. So I'm like, okay, cool. So she comes over to my place, and I said, well, I'll cook some dinner as well. And she's sitting there at my island on a stool, and I look, and she's got like black thick hairs on her neck, bro, on her neck, and she shaved like a runway down here. She shaved here, but she didn't shave everywhere else. I saw the long hairs on her neck, and I thought, oh man, that's it. I'm out. I can't. Cannot do that. I cannot do a lot of body hair, like especially like that. All I got thinking was, well, where else is the hair? She have a hairy back. She have a hairy ass, right? So another thing, just last thing, is sometimes I see women with really fucked up fingernails, right? Like I'm not talking where they're all the same. I get it. Or maybe they do massage for a living and all that stuff. But I'm talking like that chick that I talked about with the contamination, the one and the counting squares. She had like some long nails, some short nails, some broken nails. I was like, girl, you need to go get a manicure because that is nasty. I didn't say that to her. So you have to make decisions based on that person's never going to change. And if you bring up something about their body, it is most likely going to be met with a lot of resistance, and she's not going to like you. So that's why I say it's okay to be superficial, because there's one job that you're hiring for, and you're going to get a lot of applicants, and you might as well be picky. So I hope you like this video, and we'll see you next time.